Right, Mr. Teleferro TV, how's everybody doing out there? Now, as the Anthony Davis trade saga continues, welcome to my Anthony Davis day, by the way. As this trade saga continues, we're forgetting about one really big market team that could gauge or could, to a degree, get Anthony Davis interested. Now, let's make it clear. Anthony Davis has a home in California, close to the Los Angeles area, if not in Los Angeles. I don't know specifically where the home is at, but it's in California. I don't like stalking people's cribs. He has a home in that area, though, right? And he does work out a lot in Los Angeles. He actually works out at the Lakers facility a lot. So, you know, he's very familiar with the Los Angeles area. Like a lot of young stars, most of these guys, they got homes in LA. They do most of their summers in LA. A lot of hooping is going on in LA. A lot of fashion is going on in LA. The culture is going on in LA. People are in LA. All right, that's just is what it is. It's hot. It's beautiful. We get it, right? So we're talking about the Lakers. And all signs point to Anthony Davis being interested in being in Los Angeles and wanting to be traded to the Lakers. But I do think there's an X Factor team out there outside of Boston. Obviously, if we get to the summer, I'm going to say Boston has the lead to get Anthony Davis. I still think they got the lead, as a matter of fact, right now to get Anthony Davis. But in regards to another X Factor team that crosses off a lot of check marks for Anthony Davis, that has to be the New York Knicks. Now, I don't know this specifically, but one could assume Anthony Davis is trying to be the biggest star possible he can be. Right? And what better an organization to turn around? How can you grow your stardom the quickest? I believe the number one way is to grow your stardom the quickest is to go play with LeBron James, right? There's no quicker way to be a superstar in this league than to go play with LeBron James. Look at Kyrie's growth. Kyrie was a great basketball player before LeBron ever came back to Cleveland. But when LeBron joined him, now the casual fan knows who the heck Kyrie Irving is. Not only know who he is, they know his game. They know what he's good at and what he's not good at. They know his personality. When you're around LeBron, it takes it to a whole nother level. It is what it is. Kyrie, because he played with LeBron, he was able to get to the finals and make one of the biggest shots in the NBA Finals history, right? Maybe the shot of the decade. So we know when you're around LeBron, popularity ensues. Dwayne Wade is one of the 5 most popular basketball players of this decade. Even when LeBron joined him, his popularity went to the next level. Chris Bosh is about to make it to the Hall of Fame if he doesn't play another game in the next few years. That never happens if LeBron doesn't join him. Right? So when the number one way to be the biggest star you can is to join LeBron. To me, the second biggest way is to play for the Knicks and make them relevant. When Amari went to the Knicks, for that one season, he was really good. Amari's brand was through the roof. That first year when Melo got there, Melo's brand was through the roof. Melo obviously already, again, one of those top 10 most popular guys of this decade, but still, it went to another level when he was in the Garden. When he left Denver and went to the Garden, it's crazy, night in, night out. That New York fan base is special. They might be the smartest fan base we got in sports. Smartest. They get it. They get this game. And if Anthony Davis really wanted to make a statement, that's why you hear Kevin Durant considering the New York Knicks. You go to that big market, you go turn that thing around, man, who knows? Because the Knicks situation is a little different from the Pelicans. The Knicks got some guys who play hard. Frank Ntilikina plays hard, you know? Kevin Knox plays hard. They got some guys. And they'll have cap room, and their owner, James Dolan, is considering selling the team. I think that'll be a good idea for him, you know? And we'll see if they, you know, Mark Jackson gets that head coaching spot in the next couple of years. They're rolling with their guy right now, but we'll see. They're rolling with Fizdale right now, but we'll see. We'll see. The New York Knicks are reportedly willing to make a big-time offer to Anthony Davis in the next couple days. What I'm being told that offer would consist of, out the gate, will be Kevin Knox, any other player that the Pelicans want on their roster, right? Anybody, Frank Ntilikina, anybody on that team. And they would be willing, this is a very important factor, they would be willing to give up their pick. Now, I want to bring this to the forefront. Right now, the New York Knicks are the second worst team in the NBA. Now, that will bring into question, you know, Anthony Davis plays hard. If you go trade, if you're the Pelicans, if you give the Knicks Anthony Davis right now, they might win a few more games. So maybe they'll fall out of that. You don't want to go trade your guy to the Knicks. He goes and lights it up, and then they fall out of one of the worst spots in the league in the last 30-some-odd games, right? You don't want that to happen. So that's something to consider if you're the Pelicans. But right now, they have the second worst record in the league. If you're New Orleans, what better way to turn this thing around than to go be a top 3, maybe possibly get the number 1 pick. If you're one of those 3 worst teams, you're automatically going to get a top 3 pick. Again, Knicks, second worst team behind Cleveland in the league right now. Let's say they get their hands on Zion, RJ Barrett. That Ja Morant kid looking like the next Russell Westbrook. They get their hands on one of these top prospects in June. That's a pretty big turnaround. I was even told this. The New York Knicks are so desperate for a guy of not only Anthony Davis play on the court, but they need some popularity. They need an American-born superstar so bad, they'd be willing to give up an injured Kristap Porzingis. I think a lot of people forgot about him. He's injured right now. He tore his knee up. He'll be back come next year, right? They don't want to do that. They prefer that trade be centered around that top 3 pick that they could trade and Kevin Knox, who's a good basketball player. He's good. He'll be good in this league. But in worst case scenario, they'd be willing to part with Kevin Knox and Kristap Porzingis. So they're pretty much telling New Orleans, what you want in the draft is a Porzingis. We're giving you that. Instead of giving our pick, we give you that. Now, I have not heard if the Knicks would be willing to go Porzingis, pick, and Knox. I doubt that. But we'll see if they're willing to do just a combination of them two, any combination. Maybe they would go Porzingis and Knox. Maybe they would go Porzingis and pick. That's a lot. That's a lot. But it's not off the table. The Knicks, worst case scenario, if the Pelicans said this would get this deal done, that Kevin Knox kid and Kristap Porzingis, reportedly, the Knicks would do it. They want an American-born superstar that bad. They would love to pair Anthony Davis up with Kristap Porzingis. But if it took giving up Porzingis to get Anthony Davis, they'll do it. For 28 and 13, they'll do it. So we'll see. See if the New York Knicks can somehow, some way. And by the way, they will be getting Anthony Davis on a rental. Anthony Davis has not committed to New York, signing an extension in New York. He's only said he'd sign with the Lakers for now. So we'll see what happens. I'm out. I came from nothing, but I want everything God has for me. I interview celebrities. I talk sports. I still represent the culture.
I got the kids. You are now tuned in.
Yo, we locked in right now, Mr.
Telefair. Mr. Telefair.
Mr. Telefair. Shout out to Mr. Telefair.
You're watching Mr. Telefair TV.
Mr. Telefair TV. Here with the Triple B's. You can't do nothing but win.